Picture a freezing, desolate stretch of road in rural New Hampshire. It's the middle of winter, dead of night, and a 21-year-old college student has just crashed her car into a snowbank. A local resident driving a school bus spots the accident and pulls over. He speaks with the driver. She's shaken up, but clearly uninjured. He offers to call for help, then drives a short distance to his house to contact the police. This timeline illustrates the narrow sequence of events. From the moment that witness leaves to the moment the first police cruiser arrives at the crash site, less than 10 minutes pass. But when the officer steps out of his vehicle, the driver is gone. The locked car is still wedged against the snow, but there is no sign of the young woman. No footprints leading into the woods. No one reporting a pedestrian on the road. That brief window of time took a routine traffic accident and turned it into an enigma that has baffled investigators for 20 years. This is the search for Maura Murray. In early 2004, Maura Murray was a nursing student at the University of Massachusetts Amherst. Friends knew her as an intelligent, highly athletic young woman on a demanding academic track. Yet in the days immediately before the crash, she was navigating significant personal weight. She was dealing with intense academic pressure and a series of recent family concerns that she kept mostly to herself. On February 9th, she made a sudden decision. She packed a bag, gathered her belongings, and drove out of Massachusetts. She left without telling her friends, her family, or her professors where she was headed. Investigators eventually pulled the data from her personal computer. The history showed she had been actively searching for cabin rentals and accommodations in northern New England. While a student dealing with stress might take an afternoon off, Maura was actively researching a solitary, multi-day trip deep into the winter landscape, keeping her plans hidden from everyone she knew. That journey came to an abrupt halt at around 7:30 p.m. Her vehicle slid off a dark, winding stretch of Route 112 in Haverhill, New Hampshire, hitting a cluster of trees. A man named Butch Atwood lived nearby and was driving past the scene. Seeing the stranded vehicle, he immediately pulled over to see if the driver needed an ambulance or a tow. Maura declined his offers for help and stated clearly that she had already called roadside assistance, asking him not to involve the police. Later, when detectives pulled her cellular records, they found no evidence of that call. Because of the total lack of cell service in the area, dialing out was physically impossible. This false statement ensured the witness wouldn't immediately intervene, effectively delaying the police response and buying her several minutes of solitude at the scene. When police realized she was missing, a massive search operation mobilized. Local units, civilian volunteers, and eventually helicopters scoured the immediate woods and surrounding towns. To find exactly where she went, law enforcement brought in highly trained canine units to pick up her scent from an item of clothing left in the car, hoping to track her physical path. This map details the crash site. The dogs quickly locked onto her scent, tracking it eastward. Following this path, they moved a short distance away from the vehicle, and then stopped. Right in the middle of the road, the scent completely vanished. A scent trail ending sharply on asphalt indicates she likely didn't walk away from the scene. It suggests she entered a vehicle, shifting the entire trajectory of the investigation. The search for answers in those missing minutes generally centers on three distinct possibilities. The first is disorientation. Afraid of facing the police, she ran into the dense snow-covered woods to hide and eventually succumbed to the extreme cold. The second possibility is foul play. Realizing she needed to leave the scene immediately, she accepted a ride from a passing driver, stepping into a car at the exact moment her trail went cold. Finally, there is intentional escape. Given her preparations before leaving campus, some suggest she used the chaos of the accident as an opportunity to walk away from her life entirely. Yet every one of these explanations hits the exact same wall. Despite thousands of hours of searching, questioning, and digging, zero physical evidence has ever been found to verify any of them. More than 20 years have now passed since that cold February night. In all that time, there has not been a single confirmed sighting. No bank account activity, and no phone calls. Journalists, law enforcement, and online communities have scrutinized every available piece of data. They have debated the timeline, analyzed the phone records, and retraced her route. But all that attention has yielded nothing solid. we are left staring at the same few minutes. The timeline forces us to accept that a person can crash their car, speak to a witness, and then vanish so completely that decades of searching cannot find them. The case of Maura Murray endures because it demonstrates how easily a life can simply evaporate. Out on a lonely road, in the briefest fraction of time, a young woman stepped into the dark and took the truth with her.